So I'm Christine Ogly. I'm Vice President of FCEM, which is the World Association for Business Women. And I have also my own company, of course, in France. I'm doing fluid mechanics, software and engineering. I was looking to work for a petroleum company, and but at that time, more than 20 years ago, for a woman, it was not easy because I was told all the time, oh yes, you are a woman, you cannot work in that field, you have to find something else, and maybe you can work as in trade or marketing, communication and so on. So I decided to do an MBA. I like freedom, first of all, and I like challenges, independence. I was working in a company and I had in mind, it was my first job, I had in mind to start something. And I had the opportunity when that company decided to split the company in different businesses. And I decided at that time to buy a part of it, which was in software industry, in fluid dynamics. And I set up my own company in 1997. I think when you want to create something, what you need first is to have a lot of courage. You need to have a kind of entrepreneur mindset, which is a lot of willingness, don't care about your working time, because some people think, okay, if I'm entrepreneur, I will have more free time. It's not true at all. You are working harder than when you are an employee, because when you are an employee, you finish your day, you go back home, it's finished. When you're an entrepreneur, you go back home, you still have to work, you still have to think. You have to think sometimes about how I will pay the salary of my employees, because it's some cash problems, mainly at the beginning. And so it's a lot of things that you have to think at the same time. You are like a chef d'orchestre. Everything which is, when something is new, you are fear. And also setting up a company, you know that you will have financial fights, you know that you will have also legal and fiscal environment in France are not so stable because they change quite often. And we have a non-flexible law for working, for social working, and so that's also difficult when you have your own company, and all that was a little bit, but I didn't have time to think. When I took the decision, it was done, okay, let's go. But before, I have been thinking during very short time. To be successful, I would say, in my domain, and also to be successful because I was a woman. Because it was also a men environment, the fluid dynamics, and we say fluid mechanics. You have mechanical name, and it's dominated by men. I'm the only woman in this environment, so I wanted to be successful and I wanted to be known. And at the beginning, what was difficult, it was all the time I was challenged. Make sure I knew what I was talking about because I was a woman. And of course, with the age and experience, it changed, and now I'm recognized by my peers, and I'm president of the Association of Numerical Simulation because they recognized that I had some competence. I will start to make a study, make sure, of course, of which type of food or restaurant I want to open, and she has competence, and the education, it's not so much problem. Now we want to have people who are highly graduated, but it's not the only way of doing business. You have also young people who have very great ideas, and they have no degree at all, but they do their own idea. So she should just start and just think, okay, I have this idea, I'm sure I can do it. Okay, maybe at the beginning it would be a bit difficult, maybe try to get some funding, because as we said this morning, it's some programs in Armenia to help women who want to start their business, to get some funds at the beginning. And And then to ask help also maybe to networks, because I will talk this afternoon about networks. It's something that women don't get used to do. And they are maybe more concerned or more afraid to get into networks. And women networks, it's a good start. Because you are with other women, you can share easily your fears, your problems, and then you can also open from the women network, you can open to mixed network. And I think it's helping a lot, because you have advice from the others, you have contact with the others, and of course, if you open something in food and in a restaurant, you can have them as customers first, and then to get some others. So I would say doing networking, it's a key element. So we have a little phrase in our association, which is, alone you are invisible, together you are invincible. And it's why I said network, it's very important. Working with the others, it's extremely important. Working as a team, because you are not the only one who can get everything on your shoulder. You have to share with the others.